You are watching Gyyan Deep channel. Inspire, educate, achieve with Gyyan Deep.
Welcome to our channel Gyyan Deep. This video is based on lesson of social science, that is climate of India. In this lesson, we will explore how India's climate changes from region to region, what factors affect it, and why the monsoon is so important for our country. Let us dive in and discover the amazing diversity of India's climate. By watching this video, you will able to understand these concepts. What makes India's climate so diverse? What are the monsoons? How are they formed? What is the effect of climate on economy, culture and society? How can understanding the climate help us to prepare for natural disasters? What is climate change? What are its consequences? Introduction to weather, seasons and climate. The text distinguishes between weather, seasons and climate, which are often confused in everyday conversations. Weather refers to short-term atmospheric conditions experienced hourly and daily, such as rain, sunshine, or wind. It is highly variable and changes frequently. Seasons. Seasons are recurring periods within a year, each lasting a few months, caused by the Earth revolution around the Sun. Common seasons include spring, summer, autumn and winter, with India also experience a monsoon season. Climate. Climate is the long-term pattern of weather in a specific region observed over decades. It varies across regions and influences seasonal patterns. Seasons are linked to both weather and climate. Weather changes with seasons, while the pattern of seasons in a region is determined by its climate.
तो यहाँ पर इन स्लाइड में बताया गया है कि मौसम, ऋतु और जलवायु में क्या अंतर है। मौसम वह है जिसे हम रोज़ाना अनुभव करते हैं, कभी बारिश, कभी तेज़ धूप, कभी हवा आदि। मौसम दिन में बार बार बदलता रहता है। वहीं जलवायु किसी क्षेत्र में कई दशकों तक रहने वाला मौसम का पैटर्न है। यह हर क्षेत्र में अलग अलग होता है।
Seasons in India. India traditionally recognizes 6 seasons, each associated with specific cultural rituals and festivals. Vasant, spring, a time of blooming flowers and renewal celebrated with festivals like Vasant Panchami. Grisham, summer, characterized by hot and dry weather. Varsha, rainy seasons or monsoon, brings heavy rainfall, vital for agriculture. Sharad, autumn, marked by cooling temperatures and festivals like Sharad Purnima. Hemant, pre-winter, a transitional period with cooler weather. Shishir, winter, cold weather, especially in northern India. These seasons influence human activities, agriculture, clothing, and ecosystems. For example, crops are planted according to seasonal patterns, trees bloom in spring, and animals adapt. Example, developing thick fur in winter.
पृथ्वी के चारों ओर घूमने से ऋतुएं बनती हैं। हर ऋतु कुछ महीनों तक रहती है और हर साल दोहराई जाती है। भारत में पारंपरिक रूप से 6 ऋतुएं मानी जाती हैं, जिनमें वसंत, ग्रीष्म, वर्षा, शरद, हेमंत और शिशिर। हर ऋतु से जुड़े त्यौहार और परंपराएं भी हैं। ऋतुओं का जीवन पर क्या प्रभाव पड़ता है? मानव, पौधे और जानवर सभी ऋतुओं के अनुसार अपने जीवन को ढालते हैं। फसलें, भोजन, कपड़े, पेड़ पौधों का फूलना या पत्ते गिरना सब ऋतु के अनुसार ही होता है।
Climate overview. Climate remains relatively stable over long periods but is currently undergoing changes due to human activities. The text highlights that climate is the average weather pattern over decades, shaping regional ecosystems and human lifestyles. Types of climates in India. India's diverse geography results in varied climates across regions. Alpine climate, Himalayas. Cold, snowy winters and cold summers. People wear heavy clothing to cope with the cold. Temperate climate, lower Himalayas and hilly areas. Moderately cold winters and mild summers, ideal for hill stations like Shimla and Darjeeling, which attract tourists escaping the heat of the plains. Subtropical climate, northern plains. Hot summers and cold winters, a major wheat growing region. Arid climate, Thar desert. Extremely hot days, cool nights and minimal rainfall requiring unique water conservation techniques. Tropical wet climate, western coastal strips. Heavy monsoon, rainfall, sport rice and spice cultivation. Semi-arid climate, Deccan Plateau. Hot summers, mild winters and moderate rainfall during the monsoon. Tropical climate, eastern India and southern peninsula. Mild winters with distinct wet and dry periods driven by monsoon winds.
भारत में जलवायु के कई प्रकार पाए जाते हैं। उत्तर में जहां हिमालय स्थित है वहां पर अल्पाइन जलवायु, ठंडी सर्दियां और गर्मियों में भी यहां पर ठंड ही रहती है। हिमालय के नीचे का पहाड़ी क्षेत्र तो जहां पर ना ज़्यादा ठंड होती है और ना ही ज़्यादा गर्मी। जो उत्तर के मैदान हैं वहाँ पर उष्ण कटिबंधीय जलवायु होती है। यहाँ पर गर्मियों में बहुत गर्मी पड़ती है जबकि सर्दियों में बहुत ठंड रहती है। पश्चिम का थार मरुस्थल यह शुष्क जलवायु के लिए जाना जाता है, जहाँ पर बहुत गर्म दिन होते हैं, रातें ठंडी होती हैं और जहाँ पर बारिश बहुत कम होती है। पश्चिमी तटीय क्षेत्र है वहाँ पर उष्ण कटिबंधीय आर्द्र जलवायु जो है मिलती है, जहाँ पर बारिशें बहुत ज़्यादा होती हैं। दक्खन के पठार में अर्ध शुष्क जलवायु पाई जाती है, जहाँ पर गर्मियाँ गर्म, सर्दियों में हल्की सी ठंड और बारिश है जो वो मध्यम होती है। पूर्वी भारत और दक्षिणी प्रायद्वीप की जो जलवायु है वह उष्ण कटिबंधीय जलवायु है, जहाँ पर हल्की सर्दी पड़ती है। मानसून के कारण जहाँ पर हवा में नमी बहुत होती है, इसलिए गीला शुष्क मौसम ज़्यादा रहता है।
Factors determining climate. Several factors shape India's diverse climates. Latitude. Latitudes measure distance from the equator affecting temperature. Near the equator, low latitudes, regions like Kanyakumari are warm year-round due to direct sunlight. At higher latitudes, example Srinagar, climates are cooler because the sun rays are oblique, spreading energy over a large area and passing through more atmosphere, reducing heat. Altitude. Higher altitudes such as hill stations, example Ooty, Darjeeling, are cooler due to lower atmospheric pressure and air density. The sun hits the Earth's surface, so areas farther from the surface, example Himalayan peaks, remain cold, often snow-covered year-round. Proximity to the sea. Coastal areas, example Mumbai, have temperate climate with milder summers around 32 degrees Celsius and winters around 18 degrees Celsius due to the sea's moderating effect. Inland areas, example Nagpur, experience extreme temperatures 44 degrees in summer, 10 degrees Celsius in winter because they lack this moderation. Winds. Winds influence temperature and humidity. For example, hot, dry winds from Arabian deserts cause heat waves in states like Punjab and Rajasthan. Cold winds from the Himalayas bring cold waves to northern India. Sea winds carry moisture, leading to rainfall, especially during monsoons. Topography. The Himalayas and the Karakoram ranges shield India from cold Central Asian winds. The flat Thar Desert is exposed to hot, dry winds. The Western Ghats influence monsoon rainfall patterns with their western slopes receiving heavy rain. Microclimates. Microclimates are localized climates differing from surrounding areas influenced by unique temperature, humidity, or precipitation patterns. Examples include enclosed valleys, forests, and urban heat islands, cities with concrete structures that trap heat. Microclimates affect local flora, fauna, agriculture, and human well-being. The monsoons. Monsoons are seasonal winds critical to India's climate and agriculture derived from the Arabic word mosim, season. Climate and human life. Climate shapes culture. Festivals like Vasant Panchami and Sharad Purnima are tied to seasons. Economy. Monsoon failure leads to agriculture losses, water scarcity, migration, and inflation. Industries rely on predictable weather and water availability.
जो कारक जलवायु को प्रभावित करते हैं उनमें है अक्षांश यानी लैटिट्यूड। वो मध्य रेखा के पास जो है बहुत ज़्यादा गर्मी पड़ती है क्योंकि जहाँ पर सूर्य की किरणें सीधी पड़ती हैं, जबकि जैसे जैसे हम ध्रुवों की तरफ जाएंगे तो जलवायु ठंडी होती जाएगी। दूसरा है ऊंचाई यानी एल्टीट्यूड, यानी ऊंचाई के बढ़ने पर तापमान घटता है। जैसे कि हम देखते हैं पहाड़ी क्षेत्र जहां पर ऊंचाई पर ठंड रहती है। समुंदर का पास होना तटीय क्षेत्रों में जहां पर तापमान में ज़्यादा बदलाव नहीं होता, दिन और रात के तापमान में भी कम अंतर मिलता है और पूरा साल जो मौसम है वह भी लगभग समान ही रहता है। हवा भी प्रभावित करती है। अलग अलग दिशाओं से आने वाली हवाएं तापमान और वर्षा को प्रभावित करती हैं। टोपोग्राफी वह भी जो है जलवायु को प्रभावित करती है, जैसे पहाड़, घाटियाँ, रेगिस्तान, ये सभी जलवायु को प्रभावित करते हैं।
Climate related disasters. India's diverse climate led to extreme weather events. Cyclones. Common along the eastern coast, cyclones form due to intense low pressure systems over the sea, drawing in moist air that form clouds and rotate around a calm eye. The Indian Meteorological Department (IMD) monitors cyclones, while the National Disaster Response Force (NDRF) aids in rescue and evacuation. Floods caused by heavy rainfall, river overflow, or glacial lake burst. Example 2013 Uttarakhand floods, which killed around 6,000 people. Urban flooding results from poor drainage and construction on waterways. Landslides triggered by heavy rain, earthquakes, or human activities. Example deforestation, improper construction, common in hilly regions like Himachal Pradesh and the Western Ghats. Forest fires fueled by dry conditions, drought, or human carelessness. Forest fire in states like Uttarakhand harm ecosystem, wildlife, and air quality. Climate change. Definition. Long-term shift in temperature, precipitation, and weather patterns driven since the 19th century by human activities like burning fossil fuels, deforestation, and industrial practices. Greenhouse effect. Human activities release excessive greenhouse gases, example CO2, trapping heat and causing global warming. Impact in India. In 2025, India's average temperature was 1 to 3 degrees Celsius above normal, shortening winters and affecting agriculture and industries. Mitigation efforts. Governments promote renewable energy, tree planting, energy efficiency, and sustainable lifestyles, though these often conflict with economic growth. Conclusion. Weather, seasons, and climate intricately shape India's diverse ecosystems, cultural practices, and economic activities. Factors like latitude, altitude, proximity to the sea, winds, and topography drive these patterns, influencing agriculture, diversity, and livelihoods. Understanding these dynamics is vital for combating climate change, enhancing disaster preparedness, and promoting sustainable development. Adopting eco friendly practices, improving infrastructure resilience, and fostering community awareness are critical steps to mitigate the escalating challenges of our warming planet and ensure a sustainable future for India.
जलवायु के कारण जिन आपदाओं का सामना करना पड़ता है उनमें मुख्यतः हैं चक्रवात जो तटीय क्षेत्रों में आते हैं, भारी नुकसान करते हैं। दूसरा बाढ़, भारी बारिश और नदियों के उफान से बाढ़ आती है जिससे कि जनजीवन प्रभावित होता है। भूस्खलन, पहाड़ी क्षेत्रों में भारी बारिश या फिर भूकंप से जो है इस प्रकार की स्थिति उत्पन्न होती है। और जंगल की आग, सूखे मौसम, तेज हवा और मानवीय लापरवाही से यह जंगल की आग भी कई बार भयंकर रूप धारण कर लेती है। तो जलवायु परिवर्तन का अर्थ है जलवायु में दीर्घकालिक और महत्वपूर्ण परिवर्तन। प्राकृतिक कारणों के अलावा अब मानवीय गतिविधियां जिसमें जीवाश्म ईंधन का जलना, वनों की कटाई, औद्योगिक प्रदूषण, ये भी इसके मुख्य कारण बन गए हैं। इससे पृथ्वी का तापमान बढ़ रहा है जिससे कृषि, उद्योग और जनजीवन पर बहुत असर पड़ रहा है। तो इस प्रकार हम कह सकते हैं कि भारत की विविध जलवायु उसकी भौगोलिक स्थिति से निर्धारित होती है। मौसम अल्पकालिक, ऋतुएं वार्षिक और जलवायु दीर्घकालिक पैटर्न होता है। अक्षांश, ऊंचाई, समुद्र का पास होना, हवा और स्थलाकृति ये सभी जलवायु को प्रभावित करते हैं। मानसून कृषि के लिए अत्यंत महत्वपूर्ण है और जलवायु परिवर्तन और आपदाएं मनुष्य के जीवन को भी गहराई से प्रभावित करती हैं।
Let us move to the activities and question answer related to this chapter. Let's explore activities on page number 47. Which are your favorite seasons and why? Write a short essay. You have to write the answer according to your own convenience. We are presenting before you an example of how to write the answer. My favorite seasons are the monsoon and winter. I love the monsoon because I can make paper boats and float them in puddles. My mom also makes yummy hot pakoras when it rains. I like winters because we get our winter holidays and I can wear my favorite fluffy sweater. It's also fun to snuggle in a warm blanket at night. Discuss in groups of 3 or 4 and find out whether there are specific events connected to the seasons in your region. Collect information about them, songs, feast with specific type of food, practices in different seasons. Answer. In winter, we celebrate Diwali with lots of lamps, diyas, and eat so many sweets. We also celebrate Lodi with a big bonfire at night. When spring comes, we play Holi. It's my favorite festival because I get to play with my water gun, Pichkari, and put colors on all my friends. My mom makes tasty gujiyas. During the monsoon, we eat roasted corn on the comb bhutta and fly kites when the wind is good. Do you know which trees in your area change color before the onset of winter? Are there trees that shed their leaves around this time? Why do you think this happens? Find out and document the local names of these trees. Answer: yes, I have seen many trees lose all their leaves before winter. The big peepal tree near my house and the mango arm tree in the park both become bare. My teacher told me that the trees do this to save their food and water for the cold winter months, just like how we save our pocket money. They are resting so they can grow new leaves in spring. Let's explore activity on page number 51. Ooty and Coimbatore are almost at the same latitude. The range of summer temperatures in Ooty is 10 to 25 degree, while that in Coimbatore is 25 to 38 degrees Celsius. Why do you think there is such a difference in temperature between these two places? Answer: I think the difference is because Ooty is a hill station located high up in the mountains, while Coimbatore is down in the plains. My teacher told us that the higher you go, the cooler the air gets. So, even if they are at the same latitude on a map, Ooty is much higher up, which is why it stays cool even in the summer. Since the ability to predict the monsoon rainfall has been an important aspect of life in India, our ancestors observed nature around them carefully. Make a list of such local knowledge about rain, fog, snow, or hail in your area. Answer: golden shower tree. When the yellow flowers bloom, rain is coming in about 50 days. Crow nest. High nest means less rain. Low nest means lots of rain. Ant moving. If ants are carrying their eggs to higher ground, it's going to rain a lot. Frogs croaking. When frogs make lots of noise, rain is on the way. Think about it. Activity on page number 59. What are clouds? White lumps in the sky, you might say. But what are they made of? The answer is simple: water. But not just any water. Clouds are masses of water droplets, ice crystals, or a mixture of both. They are suspended in the atmosphere. Answer: clouds look like white or grey lumps in the sky. They are made of teeny water droplets or ice crystals, or sometimes both floating in the air. When water from rivers, lakes, or ocean evaporates, it rises, cools, and forms clouds. These droplets or crystals stick together, creating the fluffy shapes we see, which can bring rain or snow. Let's explore activity on page number 60. Have you seen or read about floods? Look at the physical map of India. Discuss in pairs why you think floods occur in areas mentioned above. Answer: floods in India mainly occur in Ganga-Brahmaputra plains, eastern coastal regions, and some western and southern river basins due to heavy monsoon rains and overflowing rivers. Here is a map showing the flood-prone areas of India. With the help of map, you are able to see the flood-prone areas of India. Let's explore activities on page number 62. Observe figure, describe the effects they may have on people, plants, animals and economic life. Second, identify in each of the above disasters the part of natural causes and the part of human causes. Compare your conclusions. Discuss series of preventive measures that could help avoid the above disasters. With the help of these posters, we are able to conclude that cyclone, it breaks houses, tree fall, animals get hurt and people lose jobs. Landslide, rocks fall on roads and homes, hurt people and animal and spoil farms. Forest fire, trees burns, animal run away and people lose homes nearby. Flood, water fills homes and farms, people move away, animals get stuck and food gets spoiled. Natural and human causes. Cyclone, made by nature but bad building and cutting tree make it worse. Landslide, rain or earthquake from nature but cutting trees and digging land by people make it bad. Forest fire, sometimes starts by lightning but people throwing fire or burning land is also bad. Flood, big rain and rivers overflow but garbage and too much buildings block water. Preventing measures. Cyclone, make strong houses and tell people early. Landslide, do not cut tree and make safe roads. Forest fire, do not light fire in forest and keep water ready. Flood, build walls for rivers and keep drain clean. Match the climate factors with their effects. Column A represent climate factors and column B represent their effects. Latitude, creates different climates in the north and south. Altitude, keeps higher places cooler. Proximity to the sea, moderates the temperature. Monsoon winds, brings wet air to India during summer. Question on page number 65. What is the difference between weather and climate? Answer, weather is like what we wear today. Is it sunny? Is it rainy? Is it windy? That's weather. It changes all the time, sometimes even in one day. Climate is like what clothes we usually have in our closet. Does it get really hot in summer where we live, or does it snow a lot in winter? That's climate. It's the usual weather a place has for a very long time. Why do places near the ocean have milder temperatures than places far away from it? Answer, imagine the ocean is a giant swimming pool. Water takes a long time to get hot and a long time to get cold. So in summer, the ocean keeps the land near it from getting too hot, and in winter, the ocean keeps the land from getting too cold. It's like the ocean is a temperature helper. Places far away from the ocean don't have this helper, so they can get super hot in summer and super cold in winter. Next question. What role do monsoon winds play in affecting India's climate? Answer, monsoon winds are like big special winds that bring a lot of rain to India. Imagine a giant fan that blows wet, rainy air from the ocean onto the land. These winds come during summer and make everything green and help farmers grow food. Without them, it would be very dry. So monsoon winds make a big part of India's year super rainy. Next question. Why is Chennai warm or hot throughout the year while Leh is cold? Answer. Chennai is like a city that loves to be near the sun all the time. It's very close to a part of India that gets lots of sunshine every single day. Also, it's near the ocean, which keeps it from getting too cold. Leh is like a city that lives high up in the mountains, almost touching the clouds. The higher you go in the mountains, the colder it gets. Just like when you go up a tall slide, it might feel a bit breezy. Leh is also very far from the ocean's warm hug, so it's cold, cold, cold almost all the time. Next question. Look at the map of India given at the end of this book. Identify the climate from these cities Leh, Chennai, Delhi, Panaji and Jaipur. Is the place near the sea, in the mountains or in the desert? How do these factors affect the climate there? Answer. Leh. Where is it? Leh is super high up in the mountains, like a tiny town way up near the clouds. How does this affect its climate? Because it's so high, it's almost always cold, cold, cold. Think about climbing a really tall hill. It's get cooler as you go up, right? Leh is like being on the top of a giant icy hill. Sometimes it even snows a lot. Chennai is right next to the sea. You can almost smell the salty air and hear the waves. How does this affect its climate? Since it's by the sea, Chennai is warm or hot all year around, but not usually super hot like a desert. The big ocean helps to keep the air from getting too hot or too cold. It's also in a part of India that gets lots of sun. Delhi is right in the middle of India, far away from the sea and not really in the high mountains. It is in the plains. How does this affect its climate? Because it is far from the sea, Delhi has what we call extreme weather. That means it gets very hot in summer like a giant oven and quite colder in winter. You will need warm sweaters. It also gets some rain during the monsoon season. Panji is another city right next to the sea, just like Chennai, but on the different side of India. How does this affect its climate? Just like Chennai, being by the sea makes Panji warm and pleasant most of the year. It gets cold of nice sea breezes. It also gets a lot of rain during the monsoon because those wet winds come straight from the ocean to Panji. Jaipur is in the place that's a bit close to the desert. It's not right in the middle of a desert, but it's very dry there. It's far from the sea and not in the high mountains. How does this affect its climate? Because it is near the desert, Jaipur gets very hot and dry in summer with lots of sunshine. In winter, it gets quite cool, especially at night. It doesn't get as much rain as places like Panji or Chennai. So whether a place is by the sea, in the mountains or in a dry area makes a big difference to how warm or cold is it and how much rain it gets. Questions and activities on page number 66. Draw the monsoon cycle in summer and winters on a map of India. Label where the winds blow in summer and winter. Show the direction of winds during the monsoon. With the help of this map, we are able to know that during the summer monsoon, winds blow from the southwest direction, and in the winter monsoon, winds blow from the northeast direction. Next question. Make a colorful poster showing festivals in India to link farming and weather. Example, Vaisakhi, Onam. Add pictures or drawing of these festivals. You have to draw the poster according to your own convenience. We are presenting before you an example of how to draw the poster. Next question. Imagine you are a farmer in India. Write a short diary entry about how you would prepare for the rainy season. Firstly, we have to write the date, and you have to write the diary entry according to your own convenience. We are presenting before you an example of how to write the diary entry. The skies are growing darker these days and the smell of wet earth is in the air. Barish ka mausam is coming soon. I spent the morning checking the burns around my fields, making sure that they are strong enough to hold the water. We clean the drains so rainwater won't flood the crops. Tomorrow I will sow the rice seeds. I have already kept the fertilizers ready and asked the tractor driver to come early. My wife has also started drying extra grain sacks and making pickles before the rain start. The cows are enjoying their last sunny walks, but I have fixed the roof of the shed so they stay dry later. I feel excited. If the rains come on time, our harvest will be good and there will be joy in the whole village. चलो बस इतना ही आज के लिए. A farmer from Punjab. Question and activities on page number 66. Identify a natural disaster, example cyclone, flood, landslide or forest fire, and write a short essay that includes the causes and impacts. Suggest actions that individuals, communities and the government can take to reduce the impact. Answer. My essay, Floods in India. Flood is a natural disaster. It happens when there is too much rain and rivers overflow. Water spreads over roads, farms and homes. Causes of floods. Heavy rainfall during monsoon, river overflowing. Cutting down trees, blocked drains and garbage. Impact of floods. People lose homes. Crops and animals get washed away. Schools and shops close. Roads break and become muddy. How to stop or reduce floods? Individuals can keep drains clean and throw garbage only in bins. Communities can plant more trees and help each other in rainy times. The government can build strong dams, give early warnings and help people with rescue teams. Let's all work together to stay safe during floods. Now we will look at the answers to the questions given at the beginning of the lesson. Question. What makes India's climate to so diverse? Answer. India's climate is diverse due to its varied geography, including the Himalayas, Thar Desert, coastal areas and Deccan Plateau, along with factors like latitude, altitude, proximity to the sea, winds and topography. What are the monsoons? How are they formed? Answer. Monsoons are seasonal winds bringing heavy rain. They form when warm land creates low pressure in summer, drawing moist ocean winds, southwest monsoon, and reverse in winter, blowing dry winds from land to sea, northeast monsoon. Question: what is the effect of climate on economy, culture and society? Answer: climate shapes agriculture, affecting the economy. Example: monsoon failures raise food prices. It influences festivals like Pongal and Bihu and impacts society through water availability, migration and lifestyle adaptations. Question: how can understanding the climate help us prepare for natural disasters? Answer: understanding climate helps predict disasters like cyclones and floods and enabling early warnings, better infrastructure planning, and community preparedness to reduce damage and save lives. Question: what is climate change? What are its consequences? Answer: climate change is a long term shift in weather patterns due to human activities like burning fossil fuels. Consequences include rising temperatures, altered rainfall, crop failures, and increased natural disasters. Question: why is understanding climate change important? Answer: it helps prepare for challenges, promotes eco friendly practices, and builds community resilience. Now, moving to some other important questions related to exams. Question: what is the definition of weather? Answer: weather is a short term atmospheric condition, hourly or daily, in a region such as rain, sunshine, or wind. Question: what is the definition of climate? Answer: climate is a long term pattern of weather in a region over several decades. Question: what is the difference between weather and climate? Answer: weather refers to a short term atmospheric conditions like rain, sunshine, or wind. Climate is a long term pattern of weather in a region over decades. Question: how are seasons related to weather and climate? Answer: seasons, recurring yearly periods like spring, summer, autumn, winter, and monsoon, influence daily weather. Example: hot in summer, rainy in monsoon, and are part of region's climate pattern. Question: how many seasons are traditionally recognized in India and what are they called? Answer: India traditionally recognizes 6 seasons or ritus: Vasant, spring; Grisham, summer; Varsha, rainy season; Sharad, autumn; Hemant, pre-winter; and Shishir, winter. Question: how do seasons affect human, plant and animals' life? Answer: seasons influence crops grown, food eaten, clothes worn, and natural phenomena like trees blooming in spring, shedding leaves in autumn, or animals growing thick fur in winter. Question: what are the main types of climates found in India? Answer: India's climates includes alpine, Himalayas, cold, snowy winters, cool summers; temperate, hilly areas; moderate winters, cool summers; subtropical, northern plains; hot summers, cold winters; arid, Thar desert; hot days, cool nights, little rainfall; tropical, wet; western coast, heavy monsoon rainfall; semi-arid, Deccan Plateau, hot summers, mild winters, moderate rainfall; tropical, eastern and southern India, mild winters, distinct wet or dry periods. Question: What type of climate is found in the Himalayan mountains? Answer. The Himalayan mountains have a alpine climate characterized by cold snowy winters and cool summers. Question. Where in India can you find a temperate climate and what are its features? Answer. A temperate climate is found in the lower Himalayas and other hilly areas. It features moderately cold winters and summers that are not too hot. Question. Describe the subtropical climate of the northern plains of India. Answer. The northern plains have a subtropical climate with very hot summers and cold winters. Question. What kinds of climate does the Thar Desert have? Answer. The Thar Desert has an arid climate, which means it has extremely hot days, cool nights and very little rainfall. Question. What climate is found on the western coastal strip of India and what is it favorable for? Answer. The western coastal strip has a tropical wet climate with heavy rainfall during the monsoon months, which is favorable for growing rice and spices. Question. Briefly describe the climate of the Central Deccan Plateau. Answer. The Central Deccan Plateau has a semi-arid climate with hot summers, mild winters and moderate rainfall during the rainy season. Question. What are the 5 main factors that determine the climate of a region? Answer. The 5 main factors that determine climate are latitude, distance from the equator, altitude, height from sea level, proximity to the sea, winds topography, physical surface features. Question. Why are places near the equator warmer than places near the poles? Answer. Places near the equator are warmer because the sun rays hit the earth's surface at a nearly perpendicular angle, concentrating their energy on a smaller area. Near the poles, the rays are inclined, spreading the energy over a large area. Question. How does altitude affect temperature? Answer. Temperature decreases as altitude increases. This is because the air becomes less dense at higher altitudes and it is farther away from the Earth's surface, which is heated by the sun. Question. How does proximity to the sea influence the climate of a coastal region? Answer. The sea moderates the temperature of a coastal areas, leading to cooler summers and milder winters compared to the inland areas. This is because water heats up and cools down more slowly than land. Question. Why are places like Kanyakumari warmer than Srinagar? Answer. Kanyakumari is near the equator, low latitude, receiving direct sunlight, while Srinagar's higher latitude results in cooler temperatures. Question. How do winds affect our region's climate? Answer. Winds can change a region's climate by moving masses of air. For example, winds from a desert can bring hot, dry air, while winds from the sea can bring moisture and cause rainfall. Question. What is a microclimate? Answer. A microclimate is a localized climate in a small area like a valley or a city that is different from the climate of the surrounding region. Question. What is an urban heat island? Answer. An urban heat island is a city that is much warmer than the surrounding rural areas because its buildings and concrete structures trap heat. Question. Where in the world receives the highest average annual rainfall? Answer. Mawsyndrams located in Meghalaya, India, receive the highest average annual rainfall in the world? Question: how can a monsoon failure affect our country's economy? Answer: a monsoon failure or a poor rainfall leads to suffering in agriculture, water scarcity, migration of laborers to city, and make food costlier, which fuels inflation. Question: what are cyclones and how are they formed? Answer: cyclones form when low pressure systems overseas draw in moist air, forming rotating clouds around a calm center, causing high winds and rain. Question: what causes floods in city during heavy rainfalls? Answer: city floods can be caused by overburdened drainage systems, poorly planned construction that blocks waterways, and the inability of concrete and asphalt surfaces to absorb water. Question: what is a landslide and what are its common causes? Answer: a landslide is the sudden collapse of rock, soil, or debris down a slope. It is often triggered by a heavy rain, earthquakes, or volcanic activity and can be worsened by human activities like deforestation and improper construction. Question: what does the term monsoon means and what causes it? Answer: monsoon, from Arabic mosim meaning season, refers to seasonal winds caused by temperature differences between land, sea, driving rainfall. Question: how have monsoons influenced Indian music? Answer: monsoon inspired rags like Megh Malhar and Amrut Varshini in Carnatic and Hindustani music. Question: what traditional knowledge predict monsoons? Answer: fish surfacing in Konkan coast, golden shower tree blooming 50 days before monsoon, and crow nest high for less rain, low for heavy rain predict monsoons. Question: how does climate influence Indian culture? Answer: climate shapes festivals like Bihu and Pongal tied to seasons and agriculture with rituals and dances celebrating rain or harvest. Question: what is the National Disaster Response Force NDRF? Answer: the NDRF with 12 battalions is trained to respond to disasters like cyclones, floods and landslides, aiding in rescue and evacuation. Question: what are floods and why do they occur in states like Bihar and Assam? Answer: floods occurs when water overflows onto dry land due to heavy rain or river breaches. Flat terrain, heavy monsoons and poor drainage make Bihar and Assam vulnerable. Question: what causes glacial lake burst in the Himalayas? Answer: rapid glacier melting or heavy rainfall causes glacial lakes to overflow, breaking barriers and causing floods.
Walk together in the light of knowledge. Subscribe to the channel Gyyan Deep, like the video if you enjoyed it, and share it with your friends. Thank you for watching.
अगले पाठ का वीडियो देखने के लिए नेक्स्ट वीडियो पर क्लिक करें और सभी पाठों के लिए फुल प्लेलिस्ट पर क्लिक करें।